Very good morning to one and all. I welcome you all for the next lecture of heat transfer. Today we are going to start our new chapter, chapter number 2, extended surfaces. So meanwhile, please let me know whether my voice is audible and can you see my presentation? Great, great. Okay, so yesterday only we have finished successfully our first chapter, and today we are going to start our new chapter, extended surfaces. So the syllabus under this particular chapter is types and application of fins, heat transfer through rectangular fins and circular fins, then fin effectiveness and efficiency. Okay, so if you want to write the syllabus, you can write down the syllabus also. First of all, give the heading as extended surfaces, and for more visibility of a screen, I suggest everyone you can rotate your mobile screen, and you can use the zoom feature also. Okay, so then you will see more clearly whatever written on the screen or whatever written in that particular word file. Okay, so syllabus is types and applications of fin, then heat transfer through rectangular and circular fin effectiveness and efficiency, fin effectiveness and efficiency. So I recommended the books for this particular chapter, that is nothing but heat transfer by R.K. Rajput and heat transfer by P.K. Nag. Already I have given the link of downloading the R.K. Rajput book and Yunus Singhal book in your study material. You can go to study material and you can download this particular e-books from the study materials. Okay. If you have any problem for downloading the books, then please let me know. I will try to figure out the problem and the solution for the problem. Okay. So list of recommended books: Heat Transfer by R.K. Rajput and Heat Transfer by P.K. Nag. Okay. So in the second chapter, I will provide the link for this particular Heat Transfer by P.K. Nag also. Okay. So about the title of chapter, what is meant by extended? Okay, extended means what? The part which are protruded from the surface, which are protruded. Protruded means what? Elongated, or the area or the part which are extended. Okay, projected. In another language, the another word we can use for the protruded as projected. Okay, projected from the surface, that particular part will be called as a extended parts. Okay, and surfaces means the face of or the element of face of the element or body, that will be called as a surface. Okay, then in combinedly, the name of or the title of this particular chapter is extended surfaces. So in this chapter, the meaning of this particular word extended surface is nothing but study of part which are protruded from the surface. Study of parts which are protruded from the surface. Okay. Then chapter idea. This chapter consists of different applications of a fins, then heat transfer through rectangular and circular fins, and also we'll get the idea of effectiveness and efficiency of a spin. Then why this chapter is important in this particular subject? Okay, so in order to understand the heat transfer and temperature distribution through different types of fins, this chapter is important in heat transfer subject. Okay, we'll get the idea what is meant by heat transfer, what is meant by fins, and how the heat will transfer and how the heat transfer rate will be enhanced by the application of a fins for a particular object or for particular uh, product. Okay, we can say that product. Then what are the chapter objectives? So after studying this chapter, students should able to calculate the heat transfer rate through different types of fins, calculate the temperature distribution across different types of fins, and calculate fin efficiency and effectiveness. Okay, calculate fin efficiency and effectiveness. Okay, so these are the chapter objective of and outcome of these fins. Okay, so in the next point we'll try to understand why the fins are necessary and how they are effective in particular application. Okay, how they are effective in a particular application. So let us consider that this is one surface. Okay, and this surface is having TS temperature. This surface is having TS temperature, and which is maintained or it is having temperature greater than the surrounding temperature. Let us say its temperature is near about 100 degrees Celsius. Surface temperature is near about 100 degrees Celsius, and surrounding to that surface there is a air present or environment is there, and that particular environment is having T suffix A temperature, which is lesser than the surface temperature. We can say that the environment temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. So we know that the surface will transfer the heat to the external environment. Okay, surface will transfer the heat to the external environment, and that heat transfer mode we have to consider as a convection heat transfer. Okay, that particular heat transfer mode we have to consider as a convection heat transfer. So in that case, to find out the heat transfer rate in this application, we have to apply the Newton's law of cooling. Okay, we have to apply the Newton's law of cooling. So let us consider the rate of heat transfer from the surface which is having temperature Ts T suffix S to the surrounding medium at Ta is given by Newton's law of cooling. So we know that Newton's law of cooling, that is heat transfer rate by convection per unit area, is directly proportional to temperature difference between surface and surrounding. Temperature difference between surface and surrounding. Okay, so in a mathematical formulation we can write the Q convection as, in mathematical formation we can write the Q convection as Q convection is equal to H multiplied by A suffix S multiplied by delta T. Okay, so if you elongate this delta T means the temperature difference between the surface and surrounding. So our surface temperature is T suffix S and the surrounding temperature is T suffix A. Okay, so we will get the formula that Q convection is equal to H multiplied by A suffix S multiplied by Ts minus Ta. Okay, where Q convection is equal to convective heat transfer rate. H is nothing but heat transfer coefficient. A suffix S is the surface area, available surface area for the heat transfer, available surface area for the convective heat transfer. Then T suffix S is the surface temperature of that particular body, and T suffix A is the surrounding temperature or the environment temperature. Now analyze this particular equation, that is Q convection is equal to H multiplied by A suffix S Ts minus Ta. Now if you want to increase the heat transfer rate in this particular application, what are the different options in front of you? Analyze this equation and determine the options in front of you to enhance the Q convection. Q convection बढ़ाने के लिए आपके पास कौन से options है? By analyzing or by considering this particular equation, you can say that there is one option that increase the temperature difference. One option is to increase the temperature difference. By increasing temperature difference, you can increase the Q convection. Second one option is increase the convective heat transfer coefficient. Increase the convective heat transfer coefficient. And third option is surface area. Increase the surface area. These three options are with you. Okay. So now here, increase of a temperature difference. Okay. Increase of temperature. What we need to increase to increase the temperature difference. So temperature difference will increase if the surface temperature will increase. Okay, so, temperature difference will increase if the surface temperature is increase, and the surrounding temperature is not your hand, because we know that in a winter season you will get different temperature, in summer season you will get different temperature, in rainy season you will get different temperature. So increasing the environment temperature is not in your hand, or decreasing the environment temperature is not in your hand. So uh, in your hand, about the temperature difference is only the surface temperature. Okay, only the surface temperature. But if you increase the surface temperature, it will be harmful for that particular product to perform with proper functions, okay. Let us say you have a computer and you want to increase the surface temperature, you want to increase the heat transfer rate of that particular PC or uh, 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 your laptop, okay, PC or your laptop. So it is good thing to increase the temperature of that particular PC or laptop or any application, okay. It is not a good thing, or to increase the temperature we have to provide some extra application over there, okay. So it is not in your hand. So in case of a boiler, some temperature of that particular boiler is uh, designed, or it is one kind of a design consideration. Temperature of any product is one kind of a design consideration, so it will be restricted by the design consideration. So we cannot increase the temperature beyond a certain limits. So increasing surface temperature is not a good option. In front of you, increasing surface temperature to enhance the heat transfer rate by convection is not a good option. So second one option is nothing but increase the convective heat transfer coefficient. Increase the convective heat transfer coefficient. By increasing convective heat transfer coefficient, you can increase the Q convection. Okay, if this value, H value increases, obviously Q convection will get increased. But we know that we learn about the convection that there are two methods of a convection. One is nothing but forced convection, and second one is nothing but natural convection and forced convection. We learn that. And in case of a natural convection, we get the lower heat transfer coefficient, and so that the Q convection, that is the heat transfer by convection, is lesser in a natural convection, because heat transfer coefficient we will get lesser as compared to the forced convection. Now in forced convection we get the larger heat transfer coefficient. So heat transfer rate in a forced convection is larger as compared to the natural convection. But the problem is that if you want to increase the heat transfer coefficient, or if you want to convert the natural convection into a forced convection, so in that case, you have to install one more equipment. Okay, you have to install one more equipment, that is nothing but pump or fan. Okay, so that that particular pump or fan will blow the air over the heated surface, and because of that the convective heat transfer coefficient will get increased, and the Q convection will get increased. But the requirement is that you have to install one more equipment, that is nothing but pump, blower, okay. And this particular heat transfer coefficient is not a property of a material, okay. It is not property of a material. It depends on a fluid properties. Fluid properties, which are that fluid properties? Density of a fluid, viscosity of a fluid, dynamic viscosity, kinematic viscosity, specific heat, thermal conductivity, and the velocity of that particular fluid which is surrounding to the surface. So we can say that increasing the heat transfer coefficient, you require one more equipment, and that will also consume the electricity. So we have to provide extra arrangement over that, or we require some extra energy to increase the heat transfer coefficient. So this is not a good application. So whenever there is a problem, or we cannot install the pump or a fan, in that case the convective heat transfer coefficient increment by increasing increment will not be possible in such application. So only one option remain with you, that is nothing but increasing surface area. Increasing surface area, and this is the best option to increase the heat transfer rate without consuming any extra energy, without harming the equipment by increasing the surface temperature. Okay, so this is the best option to increase the convective heat transfer rate by increasing the surface area. We know that the surface area is directly proportional to Q convection, or heat transfer rate. So as we increase the surface area, we can increase the convective heat transfer rate. Okay, so this increment will be happen by applying some extra surfaces over the base surfaces. This increment in heat transfer will happen by increasing the surface area, or by connecting, or by attaching extra surfaces to the base surfaces. Okay, by attaching some extra surfaces having higher thermal conductivity. Okay, that particular extra surface which is attached to the base surface having higher thermal conductivity. So you have to consider the aluminum material which is having thermal conductivity near about 200, greater than 200. Then copper material which is having thermal conductivity near about 300. So such a materials, high thermal conductivity materials, we have to attach, or we have to connect to the base surfaces and the surface area. By attaching this extra surface to the base surface, we are increasing the surface area available for the heat transfer, and due to that the heat transfer rate will get increased. Getting everyone? So why we are going for extended surfaces? Because we know that there are Q convection is depend on three factor, and this particular Newton's law of cooling, that is nothing but H, A, and delta T. Okay, T minus TA, that is nothing but temperature difference. Increasing temperature difference is not a good option. It will harmful for the application, or these temperatures are fixed by the design consideration. These temperatures are fixed by the design consideration. Okay. Then another option with you is nothing but increasing heat transfer coefficient. So to increase the heat transfer coefficient, we have to install one extra equipment, that is nothing but fan or blower. Okay, or pump in case of a fluid. In case of a liquid, we have to install pumps. So we required some extra energy and the space to install that particular equipment at that particular application. Okay, and where there is no availability of a space, or there is no availability of extra energy, so in that case installing such an extra application will not be possible. So in front of you there is only one option, that is nothing but increasing surface area, and that increasing surface area on a base surface will be happen by implanting, or connecting, or by attaching the extra surface to the base surface. That particular extra surface, or attached surface having higher thermal conductivity, that particular attached surface material having higher thermal conductivity, then the heat transfer rate, convective heat transfer rate will get enhanced. Okay, getting everyone? So we can say that if you attach the surface, that particular surface, to the base surface. Now this is our base surface, and we have attached one extra surface or extended surface. So this particular extended surface is called as a fins. This particular extended surfaces which are attached to base surfaces, that surfaces are called as the extended surfaces. And another name for that extended surfaces, or nomenclature for extended surface, is nothing but fins. That particular extended surfaces are called as a fins. Getting everyone? Is there any question, any doubt about the extended surface? Why we required to attach the extended surfaces? Okay, if you have written the syllabus, then you can write the introduction. Okay, write down the introduction, draw this simple diagram. Okay, simple diagram which is showing the application surface. Okay, which is showing the application surface. Draw this diagram. Is there any doubt, any question? Great, great, no doubt. Okay. So draw this figure. Freehand sketching is required. Okay. So write down. After drawing this figure, you can write the rate of heat transfer. The rate of heat transfer from a surface, from a surface, from a surface, which is having temperature, which is having temperature, which is having temperature T suffix S, which is having temperature T suffix S, to the surrounding medium, to the surrounding medium, to the surrounding medium at T suffix A, at T suffix A, at T suffix A is given by, is given by, is given by Newton's law of cooling, is given by Newton's law of cooling. Mathematically, mathematically, we can write the Newton's law of cooling as Q convection is equal to H multiplied by A suffix S multiplied by delta T. Q convection is equal to H multiplied by A suffix S multiplied by delta T. Further, you can write this equation as Q convection is equal to H multiplied by A suffix S multiplied by Ts minus Ta. Okay, written everyone. So next, where, write down where Q convection is equal to, where Q convection is equal to convective heat transfer rate. Q convection is equal to convective heat transfer rate. Q convection is equal to convective heat transfer rate. Then H is equal to heat transfer coefficient. H is equal to heat transfer coefficient. H is equal to heat transfer coefficient. Then A suffix S is equal to surface area available for heat transfer. Surface area available for heat transfer. A suffix S is equal to surface area available for heat transfer. The next line you can write when Ts and Ta, T suffix S and Ta, when Ts and Ta are fixed by design consideration, when T suffix S and T suffix A are fixed by design consideration, are fixed by design consideration, are fixed by design consideration, there are mainly two ways, there are mainly two ways, there are mainly two ways to increase rate of heat transfer, to increase rate of heat transfer. First one is to increase convective heat transfer coefficient, or instead of two you can write by increasing convective heat transfer coefficient, and second one is by increasing the surface area. Okay, first one is by increasing convective heat transfer coefficient, and second one is by increasing the surface area. Okay, next line you can write increasing H, that is the convective heat transfer coefficient, increasing H, increasing H may require may require may require the installation of pump or fan, pump or fan, or replacing existing one with larger one. Okay, जो भी इनिशियल मतलब जिस एप्लीकेशन में इनिशियली पंप और फैन इंस्टॉल किए हुए हैं, ओके, कुछ कुछ एप्लीकेशन में इनिशियली इंस्टॉल किए हुए हैं. ओके, लेट अस टेक द एग्जांपल ऑफ योर PC. Okay, so in that fan is there to extract the heat from the heating surfaces or heating equipments which is present in that PC. Okay, so if you want to increase the heat transfer rate in that particular case, so you have to replace the existing fan with a larger one. Okay, with a larger fan. Okay, or higher capacity fan. Okay, so increasing H may require the installation of pump or fan, or replacing the existing one, or replacing existing one with a larger one, or replacing existing one with larger one, comma, but this approach may or may not be possible, but this approach may or may not be possible or practical, but this approach may or may not be possible or practical, full stop. Next line. The alternative is to increase the surface area. The alternative is to increase the surface area. The alternative is to increase the surface area. The alternative is to increase the surface area by attaching extra surface to the base surface. The alternative is to increase the surface area by attaching extra surface or extended surface to the base surface called fins, made up of highly conductive material, such as aluminum, in bracket, aluminum thermal conductivity is 225, here about 225 watt per meter degree Celsius. Unit is watt per meter degree Celsius. Bracket complete, full stop. Fin enhances heat transfer from surface. Fin enhances heat transfer from a surface by exposing larger surface area, to convection, by exposing larger surface area to convection and radiation. By exposing larger surface area to convection and radiation. Okay, full stop. So you can modify initial diagram and you can draw once again that diagram. So base surface, and we have attached the rectangular fin to that particular base surface. Okay. Draw figure for the understanding purpose. Freehand sketching is required. Okay. Okay, next line you can write. Whenever the available surface is found inadequate, whenever the available surface is found inadequate, whenever the available surface is found inadequate to transfer, to transfer, to transfer the required quantity of heat, the required quantity of heat the required quantity of heat with the available temperature drop, with the available temperature drop, with the available temperature drop and convective heat transfer coefficient, and convective heat transfer coefficient, and convective heat transfer coefficient, comma, extended surfaces or fins are used. Extended surfaces or fins are used. Extended surfaces or fins are used. Okay, I've written this. Okay, so application. Next heading you as applications. Applications of extended surfaces. Okay, applications of extended surfaces or fins. Applications of fins. Now there are wide applications of extended surfaces, and if you not found application, then you can apply that extended surfaces whenever there is requirement. Okay. So some of the application and with their images I have listed over here. First one is the economizer for steam power plant. Economizer, what is the function of economizer? It extracts the heat from the outgoing fume gases or outgoing hot gases from that particular plant. Okay. So you know that the economizer diagram, you maybe learn this economizer in thermodynamics in boiler section, okay, or boiler chapter. Okay. So these kinds of economizers are there. Okay. Now here, if you through this particular tubes, the cold fluid is entered in the economizer or the application, and when it will when the hot gases will transfer over that particular tubes, the heat will be transferred from the hot gases to that particular tubes, and from the tube to the liquid which is present inside that particular tubes. Okay. Now here, if you increase the surface area of for the heat transfer, so more surface will be in a contact with the hot gases and more heat will be transferred to the tube. Okay, so that we can apply or we can found the application in case of economizer. So how we can apply the fins? So here you can see that these are the tubes, and whatever the circular sections are, you can see that circular part you can see over that particular tubes. These are nothing but extended surfaces. These are nothing but extended surfaces. And by providing this extended surfaces or fins over the tube, the area available for the heat transfer will get increased, and more heat will be transferred from the gases to the tubes. More heat will be transferred from the gases to the tubes, and whatever the fluid present in that tube will get heated, or that fluid temperature will get increased. Okay, that fluid temperature will get increased. Okay, so this is one application, that is economizer for steam power plant. Then second one, we can say that everyone knows that radiators of automobiles. So generally it looks like this. Okay, we not recognize from the picture, we cannot recognize where is the fin. Okay, where is the fin? But if you zoom out this, and if you check the construction of this particular radiators properly, then you will see these kinds of fins installed in that particular radiator. So these are the tubes which is present. Okay, straight line you can see here. Okay, these are the tubes, and whatever the internal part is there, which is present in between two tubes. Okay, which is placed in between two tubes. So this is wavy type of fin. This is wavy type of fin. So which will increase the surface area available for the heat transfer, and the heat transfer rate will get increased. So through this particular radiator, hot fluid will be entered inside the tubes. Okay, and that will transfer the heat to the tube. Okay, that particular hot fluid will transfer the heat to the tube, and tubes will transfer the heat to the fins. Okay, and also the tubes are also exchanging the heat with the surrounding. So here we are increasing the surface area. Now here space availability is very less, and we have utilized that space by installing or by attaching the fins to that tubes, and we have increased the surface area. And due to that, the heat transfer rate will get increased, and liquid which is present in that radiator will get cooled as early as possible. Okay, so in automobile, okay, in four-wheelers, now the radiators are also installed in fast moving or high speed bikes. Okay, you can see the application of radiator in high speed bikes also, and in every four-wheeler there is a radiator. So if you check that particular radiator, then you will get this kinds of a structure. Okay, so this internal part we can see here, these are the extended surfaces which will use to enhance the heat transfer rate of that particular fluid which is present inside the tubes, and because of that, the fluid will get cooled as early as possible, or time required to achieve the lower temperature will be lesser if you have used the fins in the radiators. Okay, if you have used the fins in the radiator. Okay, then next one is the air cooled engine cylinder head. Okay, so in two-wheelers you can see that the engines are there, and this extended surfaces over the engines you can see over here also. And if you check the bike, if you are having the bike, then you can check the bikes, the surfaces which are protruded from the base cylinder. Okay, the surfaces are protruded from the base cylinder. We know that very high temperature built up in that particular cylinder, and instantly we have to transfer that high temperature to the surrounding, or else the problems will be created inside that particular combustion chamber. Like one of the phenomenon you have learned, that knocking phenomenon. Okay, knocking phenomenon. If the temperature is greater than ignition temperature, okay, we know that the ignition temperature, then in that case the charge we have inserted in that combustion chamber will get burn before its time. Okay, before its time, or before the spark happen in that particular combustion chamber, and due to that, knocking will happen. So to reduce the temperature is the prime importance for that particular fins. So that here we required to transfer the maximum amount of heat to the surrounding instantly, so that we have to apply the fins over the surface. Okay, that particular extended surfaces we have to apply over the cylinder head, so that will function to transfer the maximum amount of heat to the surrounding as early as possible. Then you can see that if you have refrigerator, so in the back of a refrigerator there are coils are there. Okay, these coils you can see that. So these are nothing but one of the application of extended surfaces or fins. Okay, cooling coils and condenser coils in a refrigerator and air conditioner. So our refrigerator having the refrigerant. Okay, so R12, R13, these kinds of refrigerants are there, which is having very less evaporative temperature, and because of that we are using that refrigerants in the refrigerator. Now we have to extract the heat from this refrigerator, and we have to transfer that particular heat to the surrounding. Okay, we have to transfer that heat to the surrounding. That is nothing but heat is removed out from the system. So that function is done by condenser. Okay, condenser uh, remove out the heat from the system and it will transfer to the environment. Okay, now to enhance the effectiveness of this particular process, okay, initially we can say that the fluid is transforming through this particular coils. Okay, through this particular coils only. Now we have applied this fins or extra surface over the coils. Okay, extra surface over the coils, and that will increase the surface area of a coil, and which will be useful to increase the heat transfer rate. Okay, which will useful to increase the heat transfer rate. So this is one kind of application, that is cooling coils and condenser coils in a refrigerator and air conditioning. Then if you have seen the compressor, okay, so this is V type of a compressor, and the cylinder heads are there. These are the cylinder heads. That piston cylinder assembly is there, and during the compression of a gas, we know that the temperature of gas will get increased, and because of that, the temperature of this particular component of or this piston cylinder assembly will get increased, and we have to remove that particular heat. Okay, as the pressure increases, the temperature increases. So pressure will get increased, and due to that, the temperature of gases which is present inside that particular cylinder piston assembly will get increased, and we have to remove out this particular temperature from the gases, and for that reason we have to apply the fins, or we have provided the fins over the head of this particular cylinders. Okay, then electric motor. Okay, electric motor, everyone knows the electric motor. Now this splines you can see here, these are the splines over the electric motors you can see here. So whenever we know that the resistance, electric current will transfer through wires, and if that particular wire having some resistance, then the heat will get generated. Okay, so similar fashion, you know that the construction of electric motor, so wirings are there, and the electric energy is converted into a mechanical energy, and some amount of electric energy is also converted into a heat energy. So to transfer that extra generated heat to the surrounding, okay, so firstly the heat will transfer to the surface of that particular motor, and it will further transfer to the fins, and then it will further transfer to the external environment. Okay, so now here these fins are acting as the major role to increase the heat transfer rate from the product to the external environment. Then the electrical appliances, if you see that the transformer, okay, transformer. So large amount of heat is generated in the transformer, and this is oil filled transformer. Okay, so oil is present in that particular transformer, and need to transfer the high amount of energy instantly to the surrounding. So this vertical fins you can see here, so these fins are applied over here to increase the heat transfer rate from the transformer to the surrounding. Okay, so this is another application of fins. Then convector is one kind of radiator which is used in a steam power plant, where the hot water is generated. So similarly, so radiator, these are the tubes you can see here. These are the tubes which transfer the fluid. Hot fluid, you can say that hot fluid is transforming to that tubes, and to enhance the heat transfer rate, we have applied this extra fins, okay, extra fins over the tubes, okay, and which will enhance the heat transfer rate, which will enhance the heat transfer rate. So these are some of the applications I have listed over here. Uh, I assume that you understood the different types of applications of fins. So you need not to worry. You should write down the application, okay, and not to draw the diagrams and all that things. So write down the application. Application. Is there any doubt whether you understood the applications? Is there any doubt? Any question? So write down application. Great, great. Write down first one or application, new heading application, and write down below that extended surfaces or fins, extended surfaces or fins, extended surfaces or fins, extended surfaces or fins are widely used in, are widely used in, are widely used in. First one, first one, economizers for steam power plants, economizers for steam power plant, economizers for steam power plant, economizers for steam power plant, economizers for steam power plant. Then second one, radiators of automobiles, radiators of automobiles, radiators of automobiles. Second one, radiators of automobiles, radiators of automobiles. Radiators of automobiles. Then third one, air-cooled engine cylinder heads, air-cooled engine cylinder heads, air-cooled engine cylinder heads, air-cooled engine cylinder heads. Air-cooled engine cylinder heads. Fourth one, cooling coils and condenser coils in refrigerators, cooling coils and condenser coils, cooling coils and condenser coils in refrigerators and air conditioners, cooling coils and condensers, condenser coils, cooling coils and condenser coils in refrigerators and air conditioners, cooling coils and condenser coils in refrigerators and air conditioners. Fifth one, small capacity compressors. Fifth one, small capacity compressor. Small capacity compressors. Small capacity compressors. Small capacity compressors. Sixth one, electric motor bodies. Electric motor bodies. Electric motor bodies. electric motor bodies, electric motor bodies. Seventh one, transformer and electric equipments, transformer and electric equipments, transformer and electric equipments, transformer and electric equipments, transformer and electric equipments. Next, eighth one, convector for steam and hot water heating system, convectors for steam and hot water heating system, convectors for steam and hot water heating system. Okay, so these are about the applications, and in the next lecture we'll discuss about the types of a fin. Okay, different types of a fin I will discuss here only now. So there are different types of a fin. So according to the configuration of a fin, these are nomenclatured or classified. Okay, so first one is rectangular fin. Okay, rectangular type of fin. So rectangular fins are further classified as a uniform cross section fin and non-uniform cross section fin. Okay, so what is mean by uniform cross section fin? So if you, this is the uniform cross section fin. If you take the cross section at this location, we'll get the same cross section of as that of if you take the cross section at this location. So area is equal to the function of x. Okay, so I made a mistake where area is not a function of x. Okay, area remains constant throughout the fin. Area remains constant throughout the fin. Okay, so area is constant. If you take the cross section over here, you will get the same cross section. You will get the if you take the cross section over here on the fin, you will get the same cross section. So over the total length of a fin, cross section of a fin remains constant. And rectangular means what? Its cross section is a rectangular one. Its cross section is a rectangular one. So it is called as a rectangular uniform cross section fin. Whereas if you take consider this another type of a fin where the cross section area of that particular fin is a rectangular one, but at every location or at every location of a fin will get a different area. If you take cross section at this location, we'll get different area of a fin. Okay, different cross section area. If you take the cross section at this location, we'll get the different cross section. So we can say that as the length of a fin goes on increasing, the area of a fin or cross section area of fin goes on changing, goes on changing. So that area is a function of a length of a fin. Area is a function of a length of a fin. In uniform cross section, rectangular uniform cross section fin, area is not a function of a length of a fin because area of a, or cross section area of a fin remains constant at every location. At every location. So in non-uniform cross section, area is never constant. You will get different cross section area at different location. You will get different cross section area at different location. But the cross section is a rectangular one. But cross section is a rectangular one. So it is called as a rectangular non-uniform cross section fin. Rectangular non-uniform cross section fin. Second one is circular. Okay, circular fins. So in that, once again, these circular fins are once again classified as a uniform cross section circular fin, and the second one is non-uniform cross section circular fin. Okay, so the circular cross section with uniform cross section area, you can say. So you can consider this particular diagram. Okay, where if you take the cross section at this location, you'll get the same area, cross section area if you take the cross section at this location. Okay, so that we can say that area is not a function of length in case of Uniform cross section area. Area is not a function of a length in case of a uniform cross section area, because area remains constant at every location of a fin. Whereas in non-uniform cross section circular fin, we can see that, consider this particular diagram, you can see that at every location, if you take cross section at this location, we'll get different area. If you take the cross section at this location, we'll get different area. So area is a function of a length. Okay, as the length of a length of a fin goes on changing, the area of a fin also goes on changing, or cross section area of a fin also goes on changing. So this is the non-uniform cross section circular fin. This is non-uniform circular cross section fin. Okay, then annular fin. So annular fin means what? The circular fin surrounding to the tube, that is nothing but annular fins. Okay, we have seen one of the example, annular fin example in case of in case of uh, steam power plant. Okay, uh, uh, economizer, in case of economizer we have discussed this particular annular fin. Actual picture we have seen. So similar, this is the annular fin type. Okay, and next one is the splines. Okay, spines. Okay, spines, this is one type of a fin. So this type of a fin we have seen in case of motors. Okay, so over the surface, circular surface is there, and the fins are attached to that particular circular surface, or the surface is extruded from the base surface. So this particular fins are called as a spines. Okay, these particular fins are called as spines. Okay, so you can draw the diagrams. Okay, types of a fins, types of a fins, types of fins. First one is rectangular fin. Rectangular fin, and sub classification of rectangular fin is uniform cross section, uniform cross section, uniform cross section, and second classification of rectangular fin is non-uniform cross section, non-uniform cross section. You can draw the 2D diagrams also, not necessary to draw 3D diagram, but you should understood what is meant by uniform cross section and non-uniform by using the diagram. Uniform cross section. So uniform cross section, this is the uniform cross section you can draw. Under this uniform cross section you can draw this diagram, and you can say below that area is not a function of x. Area is not a function of x. X is nothing but the length of fin. As the length varies, the area of fin does not vary in case of uniform cross section. As the length varies, the area of fin does not vary with respect to length, and it remains constant. It remains constant. Okay. Second one is non-uniform cross section rectangular fin. Non-uniform cross section rectangular fin. Okay, where area is a function of length of fin. Where area is the function of length of fin. Okay, have you drawn the diagrams? Freehand sketching is required. Okay. Then second classification is circular fin. Circular fin. Circular fin. Circular fin. So in that, Sub-classification is uniform cross-section and non-uniform cross-section. Okay, uniform cross-section and non-uniform cross-section. So you can draw these simple diagrams. You can draw 2D diagrams also. No need to draw 3D diagrams. But there should be a circular cross-section. In this case, you have to show the uniform cross-section, and in this case, you have to show the non-uniform cross-section. Okay, I have drawn circular with uniform cross section and with non-uniform cross section. Then annular fin, annular fin, annular fin, annular fin. Third one is annular fin. There are many types of fins. We have listed some of them here. Okay. There are wavy type of a fin, rectangular cross section type of a fin, means dumbbell type of fins are there. So various types of fins are there. Okay, and still many researchers are working different types of fins. Okay, they are innovating. They are doing the innovation in this particular topic, fins. Okay, how to increase the effectiveness of a fin, how to increase the efficiency of a fin, how to transfer maximum amount of heat from the surface to the surrounding, so that the heat transfer rate will get increased, and due to that the steam power plant efficiency will get increased. Okay, so these are the small application, but it affect largely on large power plants. Okay, so in case of a boiler, economizers are there, condensers are there. In case of a refrigerator, air conditioner. Okay, so due to the fins, the effectiveness and efficiency of that particular application will get enhanced. Okay, so annular fins, and the last one is spines. Spines is one type of a fin. So we have seen the example of motors. So fin type in case of a motor is the spines. Over the circular body of that motor, the fins are attached. So that is nothing but spines. Okay. Is there any doubt, any question up till now? Is there any doubt, any question? If you don't have any doubt, any question, and if you've drawn the figure, all the figures, then you can comment your roll numbers in the chat box, and you can leave this particular meeting. Remaining student, please comment your roll numbers in the chat box and you can leave this meeting. Nihal, Madhuri, Pritam, Pritam, are you there?